Hello, and welcome back to the Museum of Northwest Art's MoNA Moments Quiz, brought to you every week during the shutdown by the Museum of Northwest Art in La Conner, Washington. This week, we learned about photographers and photography in the Northwest. Remember, this quiz is an informal way to keep busy, test your knowledge of Northwest art and artists, and to help pass the time while we're all waiting for the shutdown to end. It's not graded, and it won't go on your permanent record. As always, you can pause the video if you need more time to answer. So, grab your answers from yesterday and prepare to learn something new about the art, artists, and museum we all love. Are you ready? Let's go. This artist was born in Portland, Oregon in 1883 and was one of the first women photographers in the Northwest. She was also among the first to exhibit male nude photographs. When she photographed her husband nude on Mount Rainier in 1915, she scandalized Seattle society and was condemned as an immoral woman by Seattle publishers. If you said Imogen Cunningham, you're right. While this artist's brother may have been known for his incredible photographs of indigenous peoples, this photographer was known for his evocative photographs sent back from the Yukon in the 1890s, as well as his cityscapes, which helped to boost tourism and the profile of Seattle, Washington State, and the Pacific Northwest more broadly. That's right, it's Asahel Curtis. Born in Missoula, Montana, this photographer and writer is based in Portland, Oregon. Her work focuses on flamboyant, movie-like scenes which are often inspired by her own childhood experiences. If you said Holly Andress, you are correct. This photographic process involves a photographer using a polished sheet of silver-plated copper and using chemicals to both create an image and to then stabilize that image. Like I said before, I would have loved to have told you who invented this process, but that would have totally given it away. If you said daguerreotype, you're right. Invented by Louis Daguerre in 1839, daguerreotypy was the first publicly available photographic process and was widely used during the 1840s and 50s. This artist was Seattle's preeminent African-American photographer. His work documented the Northwest from the Great Depression through World War II, the Civil Rights era, and beyond. Albert Smith Sr. recorded the weddings, funerals, birthdays, parties, nightlife, and major news events in Seattle for over 40 years. This next artist is from the Umpqua River Valley on the south coast of Oregon. Her art practice branches into institutional reform as it relates to curatorial and educational practices surrounding Indigenous fine art. Her solo exhibition, Clockwork White, Lights and Signs, included works of photography and 3D woven baskets. That's right, it's Sara Siestreem. This photographic process is used to make ambrotypes and tintypes, the latter of which involves creating an image on thin, black lacquered iron plates. While not as convenient as the gelatin dry plate method that succeeded it was an improvement on daguerreotypy, the process it replaced. It's the collodion process. Speaking of the collodion process and ambrotypes, this ambrotype was created by an intaglio printmaker and antique process portrait photographer in Seattle. This artist was also featured in Beyond Aztlan, Mexican and Chicana artists in the Pacific Northwest, MoNA's 2016 spring exhibition. Here's a hint. You saw his work in our recent Beyond Aztlan virtual museum video. Did you get it? Oh, that's right. It's Daniel Carrillo. While this artist's brother preferred to go out in the field and take photographs on heavy plates that he would send back to Seattle for his wife to develop, this photographer took his entire family on the road with him, bunking in logging camps for weeks at a time. He and his brother documented Washington State's forest industry starting in 1913, dividing the logging territory of western Washington so that one brother worked north of Seattle, while the other worked south of the city. This artist, Clark Kinsey, worked south of Seattle. I hope you've enjoyed this week's adventure in Northwest art and photography. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more videos. If you'd like more MoNA content, be sure to check us out at our website, monamuseum.org, and on Facebook and Instagram. I'll see you next week.